Well, I would say that one of my greatest skills is my ability to interact with humans in a conversational manner.
Hello and welcome. When we think about chatbot, we think about an answering machine or a question and answering machine. In reality, there are many different types of chatbots and they serve different applications. A chatbot, yes, can answer a question you asked or summarize a paragraph you want, such as ChatGPT. However, chatbot can do more, can take decisions. But before taking decisions, he needs to understand what we are asking him to do or asking it what to do. So today we're going to discuss five main types of chatbots. That is, first, rule-based chatbot, retrieval-based chatbot, generative chatbots, and contextual chatbots, and finally, what the high-end chatbots all used is hybrid chatbots. Starting from rule-based chatbots. The rule-based chatbots operate within a predetermined set of rules and conditions to provide responses for a specific keyword or pattern. The user sends the message and the chatbot scans the input for these specific keywords. If a match got found, the corresponding pre-written response is delivered, and if there is no match that found by the chatbot will offer a response or a default response or ask for clarification. We can find these chatbots many places, especially, for example, if you want to order a meal, you already know, or the logical sequence of conversation has to start from what do you want to order, and for example, a specific combo or a specific meal with some changes regarding, for example, you want ketchup or you want more ice, or you don't want ice in your drink, and so on. So it's very predetermined or a very logical sequence of events has to happen until the chatbot understand what you want and basically take an action and provide you the needed meal. Retrieval-based chatbot is a little bit higher level than the rule-based chatbot, as retrieval-based chatbot offers responses retrieval from a dataset, predefined answers. However, when the chatbot selects these answers, it will select them based on ranking functions. So the the database of responses retrieves relevant options and ranks them based on the factors like keyword match and popularity, the type of the person asking these questions, if he's male, female, what kind of other information that already stored in this data set. For example, a customer support chatbot of a telecommunication company, when the customer asks the telecommunication company based on his situation, for example, the plan that he's already, the plan like the payment plan that he's already in, and what kind of usage style he's having, then the chatbot will provide an advice of what kind of plan he might be interested in the future. So far, the chatbots we talked about are closed domain chatbots. We have specific answers for specific questions. Even though that in the case of retrieval-based chatbot, we have ranked answers, we can provide a little bit smarter answers, but the main technology in or most of the cases of these chatbots are classification algorithms. It can use deep learning, But we don't even have to go to the deep learning. Like we don't have to use transformers or recurrent neural networks and so on to classify the text. We can even simply just look for these keywords and classifying them using random forest and so on. Like basically simple classification algorithms without having to go to the deep learning part of things. Now, all of these chatbots or the previous two chatbots are closed domain chatbots. In order to go for a little bit smarter or much more smarter, I would say, is we have to go to open domain chatbots. And for that case in which we can ask a question and the chatbot will retrieve or answers these questions, we need another type of chatbot, which is the generative chatbots. Generative chatbots create a response from scratch, enabling dynamic interaction. These chatbots use advanced machine learning models such as recurrent neural networks or transformers. The models are trained on a massive text data sets, learning language pattern and the context of the chat. When a user message is received, the model generates a response based on what he learns on the patterns and this specific user um, answer question or the message. He will generate a specific uh, answer for that specific question based, of course, on the patterns he learned. So where can we use these generative chatbots? Well, we can use them, for example, in a travel recommendation chatbot, in which a chatbot will try to understand what a customer wants. For example, he wants to go for a holiday for a specific location, and the customer wants to a little bit know more about the destination. So we need a generative chatbot to create such description about the places in which the user wants to go. Contextual chatbots came from the word context. That is, we need answers that matches the conversation we're talking. If we're talking a happy conversation, the answer should be happy. If we're talking a little bit sad conversation, then it should match that atmosphere. Well, contextual chatbot maintain conversation history to ensure coherent and relevant responses. As the user interacts with the chatbot stores and recall past messages, enabling it to understand the conversational or the conversation context. When a new message arrives, the chatbot leverages the conversation history to generate a response that aligns with the ongoing interaction. So, these chatbots are built, or how they work, are built on sequence to sequence model, which encoded the input messages and decode, well, the output response. Now, usually, uh, although possible, we can use a recurrent neural network, but usually we need attention mechanism. And by attention mechanism, I mean that we need a transformer that will take these will take this context, take this chat or the sequence of chats, and do make a relationship between the past words or the past chats with the current chat. So this is what a transformer do, and this is how attention mechanism will work. Hybrid chatbots is considered the high end of chatbots. These chatbots are sophisticated and it has different parts of or technologies in order to work well. For example, it might have, or it mainly will have the conversational or contextual a chatbot system, but it will also have another systems that will define what type of conversation are taking place and what should be the next step or direction for the chatbot to have. For example, in ChatGPT, we of course could talk with the chatbot. However, if we start talking about a direction a little bit dangerous, for example, a person asking how he should kill himself, the chatbot will tell him not to kill himself and will try to not to provide an answer that basically ways to kill himself, although it is capable of giving such answers. So it should not allow that to happen. On the other hand, also the futuristic chatbot is going to be, for example, a chatbot leading an airplane that we have to talk with the airplane what to do, or the assistant airplane assistant pilot what to do, and then the pilot has to understand what's his situation and what kind of command he's been given in order to direct the airplane into a specific direction or to do a specific thing. For example, talk with the control tower, talk with the other pilots, and so on. So chatbots can be very sophisticated, and this is why this is why in the beginning of this video I didn't say chatbots as just a question answer machine. It's much more sophisticated. It is basically a machine that has to understand what people are talking, what people wants it to do, and sometimes or many times it has to take decisions based on based on its understanding.